excited. We have a special guest. Yes. And believe it or not, it's one of my besties. Welcome, Nyra from the Zee Family. Nyra, say hi.
Hi.
So I'm so excited. So we haven't spoken about kids yet and personal finance, and that's what we're gonna do today. So Nyra is gonna tell us a little bit of some ways that she gets her children involved in money management and how they are learning. This is so exciting, guys. Pay close attention because we gotta get the kids started and excited and just teach them how to build generational wealth and stop the generational curses. So Nyra, before we get started, tell us a little bit about yourself and about your children.
Well, my name is Nyra, and I homeschool my two boys, Julian and Jeremy. Julian is 9 and Jeremy is 6.
Oh my God. So when did you start teaching them about money?
I started since they were in my womb. Like, I would read books to them, and then once they were born, I would just teach them counting and math, and then when they went to school, they learned their math. But then once I learned about this program that I was doing with Dave Ramsey, I started buying all the stuff for the kids. So that's actually how it all started, with reading the books and having activities, reading books, doing the envelope system for kids, a chore chart, and just involving them.
So there's 5 specific ways that you are actually getting them into learning about money management. Can you go through them one by one?
Yeah, so the first one would be with activities. So I bought this book with lots of activities, age appropriate, to introduce money management. And it starts with like working. Then it goes, it has crossword puzzles and mazes and coloring. So this one was more appropriate for my, at the time, Julian was 4 or 5 years old. And then now Jeremy, I started it with Jeremy as well. He's in kindergarten. So it's a really fun way to get them involved. And there's also 5 books on each category. So there's working, then there's spending, then there's, you can see it. Then there's saving. Has stories about saving, then giving, and then that's it. So the books explain. The books have different topics about working, saving, giving, spending, that the kids enjoy reading about. And then we do the activities in the book. So that was really fun to learn.
Okay. I like that, especially for the little ones. I feel like if you just lecture them, they're just gonna be like, ooh, but if they see the actual activities, let me color this in, or like even color in money, and you'd be like, oh, okay, this is bigger than this size. I think that's important for the little ones, like the preschoolers.
Absolutely. And having actual money too, that's another thing. I have like little felt money that they use to pretend when they're like playing restaurant or playing their little make pretend they have the fake money.
That's good. Actual. And number two,
so based on what we've been learning from that activity, we have our give, save, and spend envelope. So Jeremy has an envelope and Julian has an envelope. So the 3 envelopes are save, spend, and give. So each one of them, whenever they get birthday money, when they get chore money, money for anything, the grandma gives them money, they split it up into 3 so that they already know first thing is to give, then to save, and then whatever's left over, they can spend it on whatever they like.
Do you actually like split it in 3 like equal?
Yes. So or what we'll do is either we'll write it down on a piece of paper, like if we got 20s, we'll write it down on a piece of paper, and later on I'll get like change, or I'll split it up with coins to put them in each envelope.
Okay. Yeah, I love envelopes. I still use envelopes. I don't use them as much as I did before the pandemic, but now it's just more like things that we need to cut down on. Like, okay, we're spending so much, we need to use cash, but it's not as much as before. But I still use them for the kids as well because I think, I don't know, I love them. It's just so much.
You need to learn. As soon as you get money, it's not just to go waste it and just spend it all like crazy and like, where did my money go? Nope. They have enough to give whenever, you know, they have something in their heart that they want to give it to a cause or to a person. They can do that. They save for something in the future that they want. They know that they have money, they're saved. And then when they want to buy something, they know they can go to their spend envelope and buy instead of asking mommy and daddy.
I think we should create a fourth envelope. Is like invest.
Ooh, I like that.
We got something here.
Yes.
All right. And number three,
just, you know, like you mentioned earlier, they don't want to hear lectures and all that, but for my oldest, mostly, we started reading this book about money management, and it's from Usborne Books. And someone I know she sells Usborne Books, and this what caught my attention was a money management book for kids. So Julian has actually been learning a lot. So I tell him to read just one chapter once in a while or a day. Not really a day, but if the conversation comes up, then we'll come to a chapter from here. He'll read it, and then we'll talk about it and see how it applies to his business that he's working on. So that this book has been very helpful. And then Jeremy, we read more age-appropriate books about little kids spending or little kids wanting to have something. And then I'll just incorporate it with any book about, well, how could this child get what he wanted, or how can he do A, B, and C? So it's about doing it age appropriate. You know, Jeremy's 6, Julian's 9, so Julian understands more so than his little brother.
I definitely got to look into that managing, because it looks kind of thick, so it must have a lot of information in there.
Yeah. I mean, just to name a few from the table of contents: how do you manage money, setting up a budget, smart money, phone games and apps, returns and refunds, having fun, giving presents, giving to charity, banks and you, work and pay, student finances, paying bills, renting and mortgages, borrowing money, gambling, investing, insurance. So yeah, it has a lot, but for their age. But again, we don't want to overwhelm them with too much. I don't have him reading this in one sitting. You know, I just break it up in chunks.
That's awesome. I'm gonna look into that. Number 4.
So number 4 is, it goes back to the activity that we got, is a chore chart. Anyone can go on Amazon and buy a chore chart. It just happened to come with the give, save, and spend that we bought with the children's activities. But Julian, since he was 3 years old, so 2-3 years old, since he could walk, he thought that helping me around the house was fun. So he will get in the laundry basket and bring it to me. And, you know, I just used that as opportunity to show him, well, if you do work, you know, I'll give you a commission. And then as he's grown, he actually enjoys doing chores, not only because he's helping me, but because he knows he's going to get commission, he's going to get money for it. So, you know, depending on the age, like Jeremy has his chore chart, we've introduced it to him, and he's understanding the concept more of money now, because he sees it from his big brother. So we've, you know, done little things like, for Jeremy, pick up toys, you know, put away his clothes or put his clothes in the laundry basket, things like that, and they'll add up. Like, we'll give him some change, like 25 cents and 75 cents, whatever the amount that we agree on. And then for Julian, it's more like fold your own laundry, making your bed, putting away groceries, loading the dishwasher. He cleans his own bathroom. So things like that. I mean, sometimes I'll be honest, I'll forget to give him money for it, but sometimes he doesn't even ask because he knows it's expected of him. But then when he remembers, he's like, oh wait, I helped you on this day do this. So we got to update my chore chart, and you have to pay me my money. So, at least it gets them motivated to do certain things, because not only does it help them financially, but it also helps, for their future, when they have a roommate, he has to be cleanly, clean, and if he has a future spouse, he can help around the house as well. So not only does it help financially, but it helps them in that sense as well.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. So it's kind of crazy because I've seen a lot of debates about the chore chart, and for different reasons, and I can understand like both views. So a lot of people say that kids shouldn't be getting paid for things that they should be doing already. Mm-hmm. And I understand that and I get it, but I feel like if you're getting them started, that why not just give them, even if it's 10 cents and it's a quarter, they're 3-4 years old, they just need to know that they need to work to earn money, right? Now when they get to a certain age where like my kids are, I got one teenager, right? So and one, he's getting there. So now when you get to a certain age, they're like, okay, this is a required of you now. You're no longer getting paid for this. Exactly. But if you want to earn money, mow the lawn, clean my car, wash my bathroom. So like, it's like
the neighbor might need something.
Exactly. So I feel like it's just, so teach them in the beginning, because it'll get them motivated to clean your room, like you said, right? Get them excited to actually do it. And here's some money. They're like, oh my God, I got 50 cents because I cleaned my room. Let me make sure I keep cleaning my room. And then, when the ages change, then you start taking things out and saying, okay, you have to do it now, but do this. Or like wash dishes now, you could get paid to wash dishes, and then let them get a little older, like now they're teenagers, right? Now you have to do dishes and you're not getting paid for it no more. However, sometimes like weekends I kind of give them off, but I'd be like, you can earn extra money if you want to do dishes on the weekend.
That's
so
right.
It's kind of like, you got to make it work, make it fun, have them learn about money. So I guess I understand people's views, but it depends on the ages for me.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And I love exactly how you explained it, because I'm actually going to take that idea, because Julian is 9 now. I can't believe he just turned 9 last month. So there are things that Jeremy can do for a quarter that is expected of Julian. So then we need to introduce other bigger chores, and maybe even introducing him to some of our neighbors that might need to clean the dog's bowl for me while I'm away, or walk the dog, or can you wash these, I don't know, something for them, just giving them something to do, and maybe they can even earn money that way. So
like something, I think it's great. Little by little. It's just we just got to teach them somehow, some way.
What works for us may not work for someone else. Just do what works for your family and for your children. The parents know their children the best.
Right. Perfectly said. And then are we on number 5? Number 5. Go ahead.
So number 5 is the funny one. This was kind of like unexpected. It just happened organically, because my 9-year-old, he's always been very inquisitive. I call it nosy. He's been nosy. He's always over my shoulder, looking at what I'm doing, asking 100 questions. So I'm always on my phone doing my budgeting and paying my bills, because a lot of it I do on my phone. So he's over my shoulder, and he's asking me questions. So what is that? Why do you have that amount of money in your bank account? Where is it going, and what are you doing? And what is that credit card that you use at the supermarket? So like, it just happened organically. So he's just asking me questions one day when I was doing my budgeting, and now he just sits next to me while I'm doing my budgeting, my financing, paying bills, and he sees it, so that he can ask me any question and I just answer it. So I think that that's probably the best way to introduce him to the grown-up world, because sometimes he says, I wish I was a grown-up. And I'm like, are you sure? Because we got to go to work, we got to do this, we got to do that. You see everything that we do. We got to manage our budget, we got to manage our finances, we have to pay bills, we have to pay the mortgage. How do you think you eat? So all these things, he's 9 and he already gets it. So I think that's probably one of the best ways to have your children see you do it. When I was growing up, I didn't see my parents do it. It was kind of like, this is grown up talk. don't get involved. You know, children go over there and play. Grown-ups are talking, grown-ups are doing grown-up things. So when it comes to money, I wanted to change that. I want him to be involved. I want him to be engaged, feel like it's something that we can all talk together about, finances and budgeting and what money is and what it does. And he'll even tell you that the root of all evil is not the money, it's the love and the worship of the money, you know, because some people be like, well, it's not important for children to know because you don't want them to get conceited or worrying too much about money. And it's not about that. It's not about the love of money or the worship of money. It's about the reality that you need money for your day-to-day expenses, and how to be responsible. God gave us free will, but he also gave us wisdom to use that, to use our everything that he gives us wisely and responsibly. So it all goes back to that. It all goes back to, you know, teaching our children from very young ages about financial topics.
There's like the Bible verse. I wanted to look it up real quick. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Proverbs 22:6. And I think that like with the kids, Julian is like wise beyond his years because he just knows so much. Like
That's because he asks 100,000 questions a day.
I call it curiosity. He's just like, I want to know. So I think it's great. And then you had mentioned a quote earlier. Did you find it?
I did not find it, but it's something around the lines, children don't do what you say or what you tell them to do. They do what they're seeing you do. You know, they model what you're doing, how you walk, not the talk, but the walk. So we want to show them, you know, we want to show the boys, this is how we manage our money. We don't just splurge like crazy, and then end up in debt. And even Julian said it, I think in his interview, debt is dumb and cash is king, because we're teaching him that at a young age, because we don't want him to make the mistakes that a lot of people do in a young age because they weren't taught at home, they weren't taught at school. You know, we want to walk that walk so that hopefully, like you said, train up the child, he'll take that with him. Hopefully this is the least that we can do, and just pray and hope for the best that he will take that with him so that he can make better decisions and wiser decisions with his work and his money.
I think that just by enforcing it, or not even enforcing it, just more like just telling him these little things that you're doing, that it's just going to make a whole difference. Like you can tell already. Just he said cash is king. Well, he said debt is done, cash is king. So I was like, he got it. He's good. And then you mentioned about not being talked about it at home, and I've learned probably the last few months that it seems more culturally, like in our community, right, growing up, that they're like, we don't talk about this stuff, like mind your business. And that's like we needed to know, so we kind of like, I feel like we felt behind, but it's okay. We're breaking curse,
paving the way for our children.
Yes, that's what we're gonna do as the best as we can. Is there any advice or anything else that you want to add to give to our viewers, or say to our viewers?
Advice for parents and their children.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say advice for parents is just involve your children, you know, whether it be giving them dimes and quarters, you know, showing them the value of a penny and a quarter and a dollar, you know, start them young, and then work your way up age appropriate. They're watching, kids are watching, they learn, they soak up so much more than we even care to think. And this is the best moment, the best time, when they're so young and they're like sponges. So this is the best time, the best opportunity to start them young. Even if you're starting now and you have a 10-year-old, a 15-year-old, no matter where they are, start planting those seeds. Whatever age they are, whatever walk of life they're in, start planting those seeds. The earlier the better, but no matter where you are, it's important to start planting those seeds.
Even if your children are adults right now and they still have no clue, just do
Exactly.
it.
If your children are adults, tell them to follow Jay, okay? Tell them to follow Jay, okay?
Let's get started. We're ready. We're gonna change as many people as we can.
Right.
Change that mindset.
Yes.
This was amazing. I just want to thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate it so much. This was actually spur of the moment, guys, and you did amazing.
I'm like shaking still, but yes.
You did amazing.
Thank you for having Julian last time. He was very excited about that. And he's excited to share with you his Titi Jessica and his Titi Chrissy about his new venture. It's a surprise, as he calls it. And of course, you guys are going to be the first ones to see it privately before he puts it out in public.
Yes.
Our special.
We get a private display. Yes. I love it. I love it. I can't wait. I'm like so excited. I love hearing like, it's like just where these kids are, they're just the way they're growing. It's just exciting, and I can't wait to see it and hear it. And he's gonna have to come back on. I'm like, okay, now you gotta show us. Now you gotta show everyone. So I'm really excited. Do you want to share your channel?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So, for those of you who do not know, Nyra has her own channel. Well, her family, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're trying. We're trying to get up to Jay status.
I wish I'm not even there yet. Oh my God. But, yes, so it's called the Zee Family. And just tell really quickly what you have so far, what it's about, and where they can find you.
Yes, so we started it off as the Zee Family Academy. That's currently our channel's name, because last year during the lockdown, we made the decision to homeschool our boys. And when I went to do research about homeschooling, I found a lot of great content on YouTube. And I recommend everyone who's ever considering to YouTube to go do a YouTube search about homeschooling. But in particular, I wanted to journal our journey because this is my first time homeschooling, and I found it to be fun. I found it to have, I had lots of questions, and a lot of people were asking me questions after a while when I would tell them that I was homeschooling. So I figured, let me just put it on video, see how it goes, and review some of the books that we're using for homeschooling, the curriculum. So that's how we started it. But we might branch out just in different topics. Like, you know, Julian's working on his business. Julian's working on his Lego channel, Julian Build. So we're going to just connect it to different things. Our financial journey, or we're just toying around with the channel. But right now, the main focus is the Zee Family Academy, the homeschooling. But the branching out started with Julian's ideas, so we might change it up a little bit to just the Zee Family and add other content.
Okay, that's so exciting. So check it out.
I want to be like my besties, like Jessica and Christy.
Bestie. The channel is great. I mean, I learned just from watching, because I've never homeschooled before, and I think it's amazing. And the way you explained it was perfect. And then where you got the stuff from. So that's, yeah. So you did really good. I love it. So it's time for us to go, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Again, Nyra, thanks for joining. I'm going to put the link to her stuff here and in the description below. Check it out. Subscribe here. Like, hit the bell for notifications, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.